Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Bern Apperson. Good morning.
We'll be talking about the weather here in just a little bit. We may be talking about it here shortly with Mark from Trade Winds Marina. See what happened over at the lake last night. And Brent was on weather coverage last night around this area, so we'll catch you up on that. We got a power-packed show for you today. Lots of guests coming in, a live remote in the 9 o'clock hour, so stick around. It should be interesting. Let's go over to Loop City, to Trade Winds Marina on the lake at Sherman and find out what's going on. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing?
Dandy. How about you guys?
Well, we're doing well. A question for our listeners. I think that everybody's talking about how much these storms are going around us. Unfortunately, last night, some of them didn't go around some of our listeners out there. How'd you come out?
We ended up, the first bunch of them went around us, went to the north and stayed, west of us. And we had one that went south of us. And then about 11 o'clock, I guess, we caught one. But, it was mostly just wind and thunder and lightning.
That's kind of the way it's been for some of us. Pretty dark and windy out there this morning. The winds are going to blow pretty hard today, and the temperatures cooled down while we have a north wind as well. So imagine the fishing will be reduced a little bit, but it's still nice and sheltered and warm in Trade Winds Marina. So what the heck, they can pull in and have something good to eat, right?
You bet. The grill's on from 11 in the morning to 8 at night, and we do lunch and everything else. So, we got a good special tonight with wings and hog wings on our wing night, Thirsty Thursday night, and $18 buckets of beer. So
sounds like fun. It doesn't matter whether the wind blows or not if you're inside. Of course, if it does calm down, they can be out in the beer garden.
Absolutely. And I may try and get the wind shades, whatever the heck you call them things, up today if it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to end up in the lake with them.
I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you at all. We probably haven't talked about it too much this year. We always ask you about your supplies. I think things have improved from a few years ago. But how is the night crawlers and minnows and chubs and all of the things you offer? What's your supply like right now?
Really good. The last 2 weekends, we just, with the crappie spawn being on and the crappie tournament the weekend before, and then the crappie spawn hit full force this last weekend. So I think just about everybody for 3 counties around was out of bait. And we got bait in on Tuesday, and then we got a little bit more in yesterday. So we're setting really good for fathead minnows and shiners, night crawlers. Got some leeches in already this year.
Good.
And then, of course, your catfish baits, your stink baits, and bait shrimp, and so yeah, we're stocked up for that stuff, and we're looking forward to a busy summer.
Well, I think you will be. I was visiting with a gentleman who fishes Sherman quite a bit, and he was over there. I'm terrible with time anymore, Mark. I can't tell a week from a year anymore, but it's been a week and a half ago, so I think he made it over and did some fishing. They got into some walleye. He said they caught a bunch of them that were just a little short, but they were sure fun to catch. And he said the crappie fishing was already really good, and as you say, it's peaking out now. He says, if you can, go over on a weekday, because it's going to get crazy on the weekends, and that's probably true, and that's where you come in, because people want to pull in, they want to get their baits, they want to get some gas, they want to do all those things to get out on the lake and get back in one of those bays and have some fun.
You bet. That the weekends are a fun time, but during the week can be one of the most relaxing times.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're running the marina.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different side of the story there, I'm sure. Brent's here with me. He may have some questions.
The only question I have, Mark, I've always been curious, what is your favorite item on your menu?
Oh boy.
Did I stump you?
Actually, I'm kind of torn this year, with our specialty burgers. We have the Supernova. We kind of themed all of our burgers, or our house burgers, after sports teams in Nebraska. So we have the Black Shirt Burger, and then we have the Supernova. We have a Bronco Burger, and then we have the Lub Blumenburger.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we have one that's called Drop Your Anchor, which is, I guess I kind of missed the whole theme on that one. But
well, it's still kind of a sport, so you're okay.
yeah, but no, I mean, that Supernova burger's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And that, tell you, that Bronco Burger that I dreamed up this spring is not too bad either.
All right. Well, get over there and try them all, folks. Got any openings for lodging and camping?
Absolutely. I actually believe we still got a few RV spots open for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The Nebraska Game Parks put in their electrical hookup sites on the other side of the dam, and so that's taken a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for here? I just drew a complete blank.
Well, maybe
I'm getting pretty old too.
Oh gosh,
it's kind of freed you up probably a little bit, hasn't it, Mark?
It has.
With what you guys have to offer.
Yeah, it has. It's given us a little bit more vacancy during the weekends. So, I mean, our cabins are still doing well, and our RVs are still doing well too. But I mean, there's a little bit better opportunity to get in to come and camp now. Even if we're full, the other side may not be full. So
right. So plenty of that available, and still they can hop in the pickup and drive over and get something to eat and pick up bait and do all that sort of thing as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for talking with us. You're open summer hours now. People can stop in and pick up all those good things. I know you also have some tackle available as well in case they need a pole or break something.
Yep, we're all stocked up on that. And I just wanted to apologize for yesterday morning. I had a meeting the other night and turned my ringer and everything off like you're supposed to do in a meeting properly and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir, man. You have no idea how many times Mr. Bernie and I have fallen into that trap.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
And then, usually I get home and my wife says, "Well, you didn't answer my text or my phone call," and I was like, "Well, my ringer was off."
Yeah. Hey, we
and
can
she's
relate.
Like, that's always your excuse.
Well, it works. Mark, thanks so much. Yeah. Always fun talking to you. We'll catch up to you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Be safe out there.
All right, you too. All right, a little windy today. I don't know whether even the bays can shield you early on, but the sun is going to come out later today if you're thinking about going over, and you can get into one of those bays or just stop in and get something to eat.
There you go.
Trade Winds Marina. All right, Luke the Drifter stopped by, and I got a feeling he's still listening. And Luke, it was so good to see you. Luke I mentioned this about once a year because Luke always stops once a year on his way through to an event that he goes to. I think it's out in Colorado. Knowing Luke, it's probably a blues show of some kind. If you don't know Luke, he is a master leather worker, and he also works some for other people part-time. He can build things. He can do all kinds of really cool things. And when we were doing the Blues Fest, I think it was the second year maybe, he noticed we weren't as talented in that area as we should have been to build a stage and stairs and move things around. And Luke introduced himself, and he's been our friend ever since.
That's great.
Great guy. So I don't have the song you requested right at my fingertips, Luke, but this one I think you'll like. It's from Van Morrison. We're going to continue on here this morning. The Prairie Pioneer Center menu, real quick here for you. And that is roast beef, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, dinner roll, and dessert. That sounds delicious. The number to call if you're new and haven't been in, or you're bringing some extra folks along today, call 872-6121. Call that same number to set up home delivery. Also today, following the meal at 1 o'clock, they're going to be having a program called Name That Song. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes, it should be.
And they'll have something a couple more times this month in honor of Older American Month. This year they're flipping the switch on aging at the Prairie Pioneer Center. So today it's Name That Song.
All right.
Okay, let's play the game and see if we can get a winner today.
Okay, here we go. Give you a chance to win a Blizzard at the Dairy Queen here in Broken Bow. The question reads like this. Which state, and don't get confused here when I give you the choices. I'm not talking like United States. Which state, capital S, was formed on May 14th, 1948? You'll understand when I give you the choices here. Vietnam, Kuwait, Israel, or China. Those are your choices. Which was formed on May 14th, 1948? Was it Vietnam, Kuwait, Israel, or China? Those are your choices. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Graduation Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, all special events that say spring is here. So, to celebrate, Bow Family Furniture, East Highway 2 in Broken Bow invites you to save on genuine Lazy Boy furniture through the month of May. Every piece of Lazy Boy on our showroom floor, recliners, sofas, and love seats, even sectionals, they're all on sale. Come in and save for yourself. There's only one place to go for great selection and low prices on Lazy Boy. Bow Family Furniture, quality furniture, family prices.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation. 872-5113.
All right, didn't get a call. Let's find out the answer.
Which was formed on May 14th, 1948. It was Israel.
All right.
Yeah.
The phone is ringing now.
That always happens, doesn't it?
Sorry,
like
folks.
One second too late. Sorry for that.
We were chatting. I'm hoping I did not look over and catch the call. So.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we'll try that again tomorrow. Get right in there if you can when we ask those questions. We have some prizes to give away. Had a blizzard yesterday with my grandson.
Oh, yeah? And can I ask the flavor?
What'd
you have?
Oreo cookie.
Had the Oreo one.
Yeah.
It's a good staple.
That was tasty.
Yeah.
Very good.
What'd Oliver have?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. It was good. We were out of ice cream at the house, and
Dairy Queen's a good option when that happens.
That's the second time that we've went to the Dairy Queen because we were out of ice cream at the house. Joan happened to forget to pick up ice cream on her last Thursday grocery shopping that she does. Discount day at the grocery cart, by the way, for older folks.
Oh, what is the age for that? Am I eligible?
I don't know. You might be getting close.
I was going to say, I think I am getting really close.
Yeah. Well, this is a pretty nice discount. So anyway, forgot the ice cream, and Oliver stops by and has ice cream once in a while. So
nice.
He didn't mind. He loves those. He loves those Dairy Queen blizzards. So
yeah, I was going to say if I'm in Oliver's shoes, I'm going to the Bernie house, really hoping you don't have ice cream.
No kidding. All right, I wanted to ask you because you had a long day yesterday. Track in Burwell all day long. How'd we come out for qualifiers?
Wow, what a day. We had, of course, 2 districts that we were looking at for you yesterday that included our area teams, the one in Burwell and then the D8 in Sutherland. And gracious, Brent's eyes were popping out of his head trying to look at who all qualified from our coverage area anyway. And, of course, you just freak out thinking you're going to miss somebody because you're looking at so many names and results. But I think we got everybody listed, And we got the story up for you on sandhillsexpress.com. But, man, a lot of kids from our area qualifying out of the 2 districts to go to state in Omaha. So we are going to be very busy next week when we cover Class D. We want to wish the best of luck to South Loop and Arcadia Loop City. They compete in the Class C districts today, so best of luck to them. And, of course, Broken Bow, I thought, had a good group that qualified out of that tough B5 district. But, man, it was a great day for area kids yesterday. A lot of people qualified. So congratulations to all. I think in the sports, talking as fast as I could, it took me about 4 or 5 minutes to list everybody's names. So I won't go through that again right now, but you can check out the story on sandhillsexpress.com. So it was a great day. A lot of kids qualified.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. So that's in the books and more to come today, as you say. Weather not so nice for track today. Where are they competing today?
Oh,
do
boy,
you know?
Kearney, I think.
Kearney.
Pretty sure.
Kearney. Can't they go to the college and go inside?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, gosh. Well, they'll have more qualifiers there for sure, good athletes from those schools. And Brent will be trackside in Omaha before you know it.
Yeah, next week. We'll be there for, what has become 4 days now at state tracks. So, we'll be camping in Omaha for you next week. Want to give a shout-out to, obviously this week our focus kind of gets on track, but want to give a shout-out to all of our boys golfers, kind of wrapping up their regular season for many of them this week. And then they'll be going to districts right away next week. So, best of luck to them.
All right, very good. Then when you got home, you predicted yesterday that you would just be ready to have your sandwich, and you were on weather duty, and I know that Jeremy took care of some weather early. You did a report on the road, I think, with raining and Sargent at that time, I understand.
Yeah, I think the first warning that included a portion of Custer County, it was right when I was leaving Burwell, whenever that was. I can't remember the time. But, Jeremy came out and covered that. Appreciate him doing that. And when he was reading the warning, they were kind of giving Sargent as a spot that it might kind of be hitting. And, of course, I'm going right through there on my way home from Burwell. So on my travels during that time anyway, just some rain, which, as we all know, was greatly appreciated.
Nice.
So it didn't run into any hail or anything like that. But through the course of the night, boy, that band of storm activity just kind of camped right up there around Taylor and Burwell and drifted into, I think, Valley County a little bit, maybe around Comstock. Was kind of in the center of it, it seemed like, as we were reading warning information throughout the course of the night. And then activity around the Brewster area, we were giving information about that. And then the last warning that included Custer County really was more west. Man, I tell you what, I hope like Lincoln County came out of things okay last night. Man, they were getting tornado warnings and, Hershey and Sutherland. And, we got kind of on the back end of that stuff. There was another warning that kind of went in for that area yet, but included, I think, just a clip of southwestern Custer County that they included in it. So we came back on the air to kind of watch that a little bit. The last warning that we covered was kind of an interesting one, I thought anyway. Even looking at the radar picture, there really wasn't anything showing up like rain, but there was a system that was just producing like 80-mile-an-hour winds, I think,
Yikes.
Later in the evening, and I think that was prompting some of those warnings that were being issued around 9 o'clock for that area was just, because of what the winds were capable of doing. So, but yeah, it was a long day.
And when did you eat your sandwich?
Well, I ordered my sandwich at about 9 o'clock, was ready to walk out the door to go get it, and then that's when that warning went into effect, right when I was about ready to walk out the door. But all of us who work here, I think of you and me and Jeremy, we have incredible supportive wives.
We do.
Who understand the situation, and so Shelley, bless her heart, went and got my sandwich and then brought it out here, and I was able to get a couple of bites during the course of covering the warning. And then when the warning ended at 10 o'clock last night, I tell you what, man, that sandwich didn't last very long.
I bet you snarfed it right down.
That thing got eaten really quick. So,
Well, hopefully we'll avoid that kind of weather as best we can, but if it pops up, one of us will be here for you. And we appreciate your listenership and support, folks. Also want to remind you, too, this morning that the Village of Ansley is holding a meeting this evening at 6 p.m. in the Ansley Community Center. Ansley has been working on a comprehensive plan, and they need input from the public, so they're inviting anybody who is interested in Ansley, certainly folks who live there, but anybody who has interest in Ansley, come at 6 o'clock. They're working with the engineering firm Miller & Associates, and they'll be co-hosting that meeting tonight that starts at 6 at the Ansley Community Building. So they're going to talk, I think, a lot about housing tonight, housing issues and zoning and some of that sort of thing, which is very important for communities to plan ahead for, and that's what they're doing at Ansley, America. All right, it's 7:55. We're going to break away and hear from Dave Davis, Farmers National.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. To start with, we do have a new listing in Berwyn, 307 Curran Avenue. Nice kitchen with a pantry. The living room has a wood burner stove, 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, laundry located on the back porch, newer windows, very nice finished garage with garage doors on 2 sides. It's located on a corner lot with a huge yard. That's at 307 Curran Avenue in Berwyn. Another new listing is in Broken Bow at 1040 South 7th Avenue. Has a large living room with picture window and original hardwood floors. The dining area is open to the living room and the kitchen area. Kitchen does have a wood burner stove on the side. Main floor has 3 bedrooms, also with original hardwood floors. Walkout basement with family room. Second bathroom with laundry. Office space and storage room. Large fenced-in backyard. The guys will love the huge garage that does have a heater. Very large lot with extra space for a garden or for parking trailers, campers, or boats. It's move-in ready at 1040 South 7th Avenue in Broken Bow. We have a unique property at 901 South K Street. It's a pool building built in 1980, has 1904 square feet with a heated pool, changing room, 3-quarter bath, and a lounge area with wet bar. The pool is 18 by 33 with a diving board, water slide, exit ladders, and a pool cover. This property also has a tennis court. There's a metal building that's 30 by 24 with a concrete floor. It's insulated and heated. The building has water, a drain, and a workshop area. Then there's also a smaller utility shed. That's at 901 South K Street. At 305 South 10th Avenue, we do have a commercial building. It's a great location with lots of possibilities. There's 1280 square feet office space up front and 1920 square feet for a storage warehouse with full basement in the back. That is zone commercial, and that's at 305 South 10th Avenue. We have a listing at 628 South 10th Avenue. It's close to downtown, has a front porch, large living room, laundry located on the back porch, main floor bedroom and bathroom. Upstairs has your second bathroom and 2 more bedrooms. Unfinished basement, does have a carport. That's at 628 South 10th Avenue. At 512 Sioux Lane, this one has lots of potential. It's a split level with 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. Upstairs, kitchen has dining space on the side with the back door going out to the deck. Lower level has 2 more bedrooms, second bathroom, family room, and laundry area. Family room has built-ins on one side. There's newer vinyl windows, oversized single-car garage. No back neighbors. This home just needs your special touches at 512 Sioux Lane. At 546 North 16th Avenue, this home's on a corner lot, has a nice-sized living room, eat-in kitchen that has plenty of cabinets and counter space. Main floor has 2 bedrooms. Master bathroom has master bathroom. Main floor laundry located in the half bathroom. Lower level has family room, 2 non-conforming bedrooms, and 3rd bathroom. Detached double garage with extra space for work area. Underground sprinklers and covered patio area. That's at 546 North 16th Avenue. We have a nice ranch-style home at 240 Webster Avenue. Living room has a large picture window. Kitchen has lots of cabinets and counter space. Formal dining area is open to the kitchen and living room. Main floor has 3 bedrooms. Master bedroom has a master bath. The main floor has onyx sink, ceramic tile surround, and heated ceramic tile flooring. Main floor laundry room. Lower level has family room, 2 non-conforming bedrooms, and storage rooms. Fenced-in backyard, underground sprinklers, and utility shed. There is an attached single-car garage and an 18 by 40 detached garage. That's at 240 Webster Avenue. At 1215 North K Street, this is a ranch-style home. Cute front porch adds charm. Kitchen walks into a small deck in the back. Living room has recessed lighting, hardwood floors, built-in shelves, picture window, and a fireplace. The laundry room is located right off of the kitchen. There are 3 bedrooms on the main floor with hardwood floors. Then the lower level has a second bathroom, rec room, family room with gas fireplace, and 2 more bedrooms, both with egress windows. Attached double garage, corner lot with mature trees at 1215 North K Street. At 237 Beaumont Drive, this home has been totally remodeled. Living room, nice sized living room, does have a picture window. Kitchen has breakfast bar and plenty of counter and cupboard space. Main floor also has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and laundry space. The lower level is finished with a large family room, 2 bedrooms, and 3rd bathroom. Attached oversized garage. There's also a shop with double doors off of the garage. Large backyard with patio space and mature trees. It's located in a quiet neighborhood at 237 Beaumont Drive. I think that sums it up for this week, but I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump visits U.S. troops in Qatar and talks up an enviable American nuclear arsenal.
Hopefully it's peace through strength. Hopefully we don't have to use it because if you use it, I feel sorry for the other guy, but we don't want to have to use it.
The president's watching from the sidelines as Russia-Ukraine peace talks get underway in Turkey. Vladimir Zelensky's there. His Russian counterpart is not. The BBC's Danny Aberhart.
President Trump has refrained from calling out Mr. Putin. He's given no indication that he considers the Russian leader's no-show a snub to his attempts to get a ceasefire.
The Supreme Court hears arguments today on President Trump's bid to stop lower courts from holding up executive orders, including ending birthright citizenship. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
Justices Alito, Thomas, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh have already intimated that they are skeptical of the legality of nationwide injunctions.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by NCN, the largest steel manufacturer in North America and some of its plants in Nebraska are dealing with the fallout from a cybersecurity incident. Nucor Corporation operates Nucor Steel and Nucor Detailing Center in Volcraft, Nebraska in Norfolk. According to a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission made on Tuesday, the company recently identified a cybersecurity incident involving an unauthorized third-party access to certain information technology systems. The filing said the company activated its incident response plan and took potentially affected systems offline, among other containment, remediation, and recovery measures. The filing said the company is actively investigating the incident with the assistance of leading external cybersecurity experts and has notified federal law enforcement authorities. Nucor temporarily halted certain production operations at various locations across the country. An official with Nucor in Norfolk confirmed the cybersecurity incident, but couldn't comment about how it was affecting operations. Trucks were still entering and exiting the facility on Wednesday morning. According to the filing, Nucor is in the process of restarting its affected operations. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Minnesota is headed back to the Western Conference Finals after defeating the Warriors 121-110. Anthony Edwards dropped 22.7 rebounds and 12 assists. Here is head coach Chris Finch.
The challenge we laid down to our guys from day one was quite simple. It was one question. Were you a Western Conference Finals team, or were you a team that just happened to make the Western Conference Finals? And there's only one way to prove that. Go out and do it again. And that was our mission all year.
The Celtics kept their season alive with a 127-102 win over the Knicks. Jaylen Brown had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 12 assists. In baseball, Shohei Ohtani hit his 13th homer of the season as the Dodgers outscored the A's 9-3. The Tigers walked it off against the Red Sox 6-5. Pirates shut out the Mets 4-0. The Padres topped the Angels 5-1, and the Diamondbacks edged the Giants 8-7.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of rain showers today, otherwise mainly sunny skies. High temperatures reach up to 73. Westerly winds 20 to 30 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 46. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 70. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Custer Public Power District, proud to serve over 8,000 square miles of territory with electric power. Visit custerpower.com to explore careers, pay your bill, report an outage, or connect with them. Custer Public Power District, empowering progress.
8:05, let's go outside and find out what it really feels like with Jack Simpson. Jack?
Well, good morning. I'm trying not to blow away. It's 54 degrees outside. We're going to call it partly sunny skies. Winds out of the west from 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusts up to 30 miles per hour as of right now. Barometric pressure at 2950, humidity at 82%. The last 24 hours picked up 600ths of precipitation, rounding the precipitation for this month from 3400ths to 4000ths. High yesterday of 86, overnight low of 51. Sunrise today was at 6:19 and sunset today 8:51.
All right, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
We have guests waiting in the studio to come in, so we'll check the birds tomorrow.
Sounds good.
See how those robin eggs are doing.
All right.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
It is now 8:06. We're going to take a quick time out and bring in our guests from Rise, Rehab, and Performance. I want to make sure I get that right.
Good job.
Cattle producers, AeroSeed is your one-stop shop for power fencing needs. AeroSeed has all the supplies, including high-tensile wire, posts, insulators, and energizers to build or replace a solar, electric, or battery-operated system. They offer products from Gallagher, the most practical, affordable, and dependable range of animal management systems on the market. Should anything ever go wrong with your Gallagher Energizer, you won't have to send it off somewhere to be repaired. Most often it can be repaired right at AeroSeed. Get your Gallagher power fence and supplies from AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
May is Beef Month, and we're celebrating big. Win a quarter of beef, a 7 cubic foot freezer, and 3 bold bearded hog barbecue seasonings in our grand prize giveaway. Second and third place snag an 8-pound prime rib and savory steer seasoning. Register all May at participating local businesses or by tuning in to The Breakfast Show. Get full contest details at sandhillsexpress.com. Don't wait. Beef up your chances to win today.
This is April Good, proud to be with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. We've been inundated with buyers from all over the country finding our website and asking about north central Nebraska farmland. Most buyers would be delighted to lease back the land to the seller or their trusted tenants. If you are thinking about taking advantage of these once-in-a-lifetime market conditions, call me, April Good, for a free market analysis on your property and check us out at lashleyland.com.
8:08, Rise, Rehab, and Performance. I love that. That sounds good, Erin.
Oh, thank you. We thought so too.
Erin Nelson is here. Have you been busy?
We have, yes.
Good.
Yep,
Good.
yep. You know, keeps us out of trouble, so we're very happy about that.
Yes. I know that I think people who haven't had any physical therapy for a while forget the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you enjoy it, but I got to believe by the end of the day some days, from 8 o'clock until whatever time you get your last patient treated, the different conversations you must have throughout the day.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. So you got to juggle all of that and be like, who did I talk about this with and that with, and that sort of thing. But yeah, that does make it really fun. And you always appreciate that patients, sometimes they overshare, but you appreciate they do that because you know that they're comfortable, and they feel like that's a good space to kind of let some of that go, which, surprisingly enough, emotional stress really wears on us physically too. So sometimes just kind of letting some of that go when you talk to somebody actually makes you feel better physically too. So we're fine to be a sounding board for that when people feel the ability to do that. Yeah.
Well, I think that does say good things about their confidence in you when that takes place. Now, Andrew just went to educational I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, he did. We have continuing education, basically. He went to an ortho symposium in Sioux Falls, and it was just like a 2-day, what's the newest and greatest stuff in all of like ortho surgery, rehab, and that sort of thing. So it's always fun to go to that kind of stuff because it brushes you up on some things maybe you've been doing or introduces something new and kind of trending or whatever in the profession at the time. And so it's always fun to go do that, network with colleagues and that sort of thing. So in the state of Nebraska, therapists have to do so many of those continuing ed hours every 2 years in order to maintain their licensure. So I think that's great. It just kind of, speaks to that never-ending need for educating yourself and for keeping on top of things so that you're always bringing the best to your clients and your patients. And then, you're just staying up on that kind of stuff. So, yeah, those are kind of fun going to those, I think.
Yeah. Well, you answered my next question was how much of that is required, but it is a healthy thing to do. Is there anything, this will be kind of an example question because I have a hard time asking it, but I don't want to make anybody mad or offend them, but in medicine, just like in other things, sometimes a philosophy or a method is recommended and being done, and then whatever time period later, years later maybe, they go, no, that's not right.
Yes.
You should be doing something else. The example I was going to use is always, when they crashed the egg market because they told you all of a sudden eggs are bad for you, and the egg market went
right. Red meat's bad for you, and that's really not true.
Yeah, and all of those, all those sorts of things. But in your field, I'm sure there's methods that were used that have been improved or changed.
Yep. Yeah, and I feel like in medicine and business and all of those things, there's similarities in that things are always cyclical. So they come out with this technique. It's really awesome. It gets really trendy. People want to use it. And then, you use it for a while. Then you fall back to just some of those basics and functional things that really work well for your patients. Well, then maybe 10 years later, something else comes up that's kind of new or a spin on something that you've been using. So definitely those are things that you see a lot in medicine and in therapy and that sort of thing. That's what I enjoy about our profession so much is as a clinician, you can really kind of cherry pick the best of both, what works really good, and you can tailor that to each patient specifically because some techniques might work really well on one patient, but they're not going to work on your next patient. There's criteria you want to follow for those types of things. Or, sometimes you try something, you think a patient's going to just be like, wow, this is the best. And then they're like, So you've got to kind of trial and error some of that. But I think that's what's really fun about therapy is kind of, mending and molding and tailoring that what's best for your patient for the intervention set that they really need.
Yeah, and that's good to hear because if somebody comes in and they have a situation where they need relief from pain and so forth, there might be several options to use there, and you're going to customize it to that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun, like, Andrew and I, our office spaces are close enough. Like, it's fun to be like, hey, I have this patient. Like, we get in these big discussions and we talk about what have you done for this in the past, or what do you find that works really well. That's really kind of fun because we can kind of, off of each other's experiences and different things that we've seen and done over the years, it's kind of fun to do that with, be able to talk that through with each other too for our patients, and just, provide the best chances for them to really get a lot of benefit and relief out of coming in for their visits.
What are some of the things right now that you're seeing a lot of?
Well, gosh, it's being in rural practice. We just really see a little bit of everything. Back pain's always very common. We've, shoulders, seen a little bit of that. We've got some people that maybe went in for some procedures that are a little quicker recovery, like a scope or something of that nature for the knee that is a little quicker turnaround, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So they thought, oh, let's get this in before summer really ramps up, things like that. I feel like we work with a fair bit of balance and just generalized deconditioning disorders. That's something that we see a lot. And of course, that has a lot to do with our aging population. Boomers and older, we're seeing a little bit more of that too. But it's so fun because you just never know what you might see on your list every day. And it's kind of fun to do something different some days. And then there's a little bit of normalcy, like, oh yeah, I've seen something like this plenty of times. So yeah.
Now, Brent, are you considered a boomer, baby boomer?
I don't think so. Am I a Gen Xer?
Oh, geez. I think it depends on your source, because you'll look at it and you're like, oh, you're a millennial, you're Gen X, I don't know. I don't remember the age span.
I want to say Gen Xer was the 80s. Am I wrong on that?
I can't keep track of
Oh
that.
boy,
I'm not sure.
We'd have to ask Chat GPT or whatever. That's the new thing,
Yeah,
that is the new thing. Yeah, I just know for sure I'm a boomer, but you're kind of on the bubble.
Yes.
Yeah. So
well, maybe depending on what site you look at, you could be. Lucky you could be listed as either one, or maybe millennial. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I know I'm not that. I'm too old for that to fit into that category. I just know I'm getting older, Aaron.
Yes, that we all are, but we just got to find ways to age gracefully, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
my dad always says that age is a state of mind. Like, he's always said that. And I think it's true. Yeah. Some days you feel like you can do anything and you're young and vibrant, and then other days you're like, well, I'm a little tired today. That's just the way it is.
That is so true. Or and I think you can even address this a little, somewhat with your therapy. Some days you wake up, your head is clear, you feel kind of like you're clear-headed and ready to tear into the day. Other days you wake up and you just can't get the cobwebs out.
Yep, that happens.
You're just foggy.
It's a fact of life, I'll tell you that. So, how are you sleeping? What's your nutrition like? Are you getting any physical activity? All of those things kind of line out a little bit to what your next day is going to be like. And, you ask yourself, how much caffeine are you drinking throughout the day? Is it too much? Is that impeding your sleep at night, or are you not fueling your body the right way? All of those things will affect that for sure.
Dehydration is one that I think my wife reminds me of quite a bit.
Have you drank any water today?
Yeah, that's the question I get. Sometimes I get home from work.
Yeah.
How much water did you drink today? Well,
Yes.
there's water in coffee.
That's
isn't there?
right.
I don't think it works that way.
Remember, one caffeinated beverage, equal parts water to kind of offset that. So if you drink 16 ounces of coffee, make sure you're drinking at least 16 ounces of water to kind of offset that, because they just truly cancel out.
Well, they do. And I think too, if somebody out there is listening and they have a shoulder that's been bothering them, the back can really wear you out if you're fighting pain in your back or in any part of your body where you don't realize after a while you just put up with it and you think it'll get better. I'm going to deal with this, and it just keeps wearing on you. And pretty soon you won't be clear-headed very often because you're fighting that pain all the time. It wears you out.
Pain is exhausting, and I think sometimes people don't realize the amount of stress that puts on a person just dealing with pain like that frequently. It reduces sleep. It reduces a restful sleep. Maybe you slept, but it wasn't restful, that sort of thing. It affects a lot of facets of your life. And so if you're having those issues, consult us in PT. Like, we definitely could probably help with a lot of those things. And I feel Andrew and I are both very well versed to know when something's in our scope and not, and we always will help you get into the right lane if it's for something, that PT's not quite ready for and you maybe need to go on for something different.
Rise, Rehab, and Performance on West Highway 2. And you're open 5 days a week.
We are. And this Saturday, we actually have a little special stride clinic that we're going to do from 8 to noon. So we've had these in the past where you can call into the clinic, get on the schedule, and we'll do like a really kind of more in-depth analysis of your walking, your gait pattern, maybe running if you're a runner and you want to use the treadmill. We take a live shot of you on the treadmill, and it kind of projects up onto the television so you can kind of look at your form and kind of do some some learning as you go a little bit, some functional training that way. So we're doing that this Saturday from 8 to noon. So if you want to get on the schedule for that, I would really encourage you to call and let the clinic know, because that's usually a very popular deal. It gets very full, very fast. And if you want to do that, call in, because it's a perfect time to do it. If you're having foot pain, maybe you've been having a little bit of knee pain or something when you're gardening or walking, or if you've started a jogging program or anything like that, give us a call, get on the schedule, and we can set up a little kind of analysis for that.
Okay. Call soon, folks, because it does fill up, and that's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday, from 8 to noon, May 17th. Look forward to seeing people there on Saturday. It's usually a really kind of a hot ticket, I guess you could say, when we put that out there. It usually fills up really, really quickly.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I don't know. I need to talk to you about sometime, probably not on the air, about is there something you can do for Brent? He doesn't seek out help very often, but he says something about I'm a pain in his neck.
Oh, gotcha.
Can you think about that?
Well, I mean...
Yeah, what do you do if it's really
Have you guys ever considered like couples therapy or anything like that? Maybe that could be helpful.
Britt and Dave in couples therapy. Wow.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, guys.
We'll take a break and get our next guest in.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
When severe weather occurs, the outcomes can be devastating. Ranky understands cleaning up and returning to normal can be a long process. The trained personnel at Central Nebraska Diesel are ready to assist you in getting your irrigation system back in running order. With a variety of services available, equipment, and repair parts, Central Nebraska Diesel can provide the help you need. Working together with Central Nebraska Diesel and Ranky will ensure your irrigation needs are met. Contact Central Nebraska Diesel, your local Ranky dealer, and see what they can do for you.
Is there anything better than getting rewarded? Let us ask you this. How many reward apps do you currently have on your phone? Are you 2 purchases away from that free coffee or maybe a sandwich? Well, maybe we have one last question. Are you being rewarded for spending? If you said no, we can help you change that. At Bruning Bank, we offer 4 levels of our Bruning Bank credit card, so we can best match you with the credit card suited for your lifestyle. The best part? You earn rewards with every purchase. Give us a call today at 308-872-2757 or visit BruningBank.com to learn how you can make the most of your purchases. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Need gear for the softball and baseball diamond? Geared for Sports and Broken Bow has all kinds of equipment and shoes for the season. What Scott doesn't have in store, he can try to find for you. Geared for Sports has competitive pricing, so there's no need to go out of town or search the web. Find it right on the square in Broken Bow. There's a reason it's called Geared for Sports. They're prepared to gear you up for whatever sport you play. Visit them soon in Broken Bow. Geared for Sports.
Sooner rather than later is the time to schedule your child's back to school and sports physicals for the 2025-2026 school year. So call Central Nebraska Medical Clinic soon at 308-872-2486. For your convenience, immunizations during physical exams are available. Don't delay. Schedule back to school and sports physicals for next school year by calling Central Nebraska Medical Clinic at 308-872-2486.
We're back. This is Christine Moniger, and on behalf of all of us at Culligan Water Conditioning, I have some great news. We have officially moved back to our original location at 214 South 5th Avenue, right here in Broken Bow. It's been nearly 10 months since the storm tried to wash us out, and while the rebuilding process wasn't always smooth, we made it through, thanks to the incredible support, patience, and encouragement from our customers, our community, our friends, and our family. There is a new roof. The doors are open, the lights are on, and we're home, right where we belong, and we are ready to continue doing what we do best, delivering dependable water solutions and the trusted service you've always counted on. We're back, and we're not going anywhere. Stop by and see us at 214 South 5th Avenue. Culligan, better water starts here.
8:24. I'm embarrassed.
Why, Dave?
I'm
Why are you
embarrassed. I'm
What?
so embarrassed. Our next guest, Judy Trent from Farm Credit Services of America, is here. She's on time. She's ready to go. She's prepared. And we're doing our best to be professional here on the breakfast show, and I have to have Brent help me unlock my headset.
I don't think I've ever had to help you get your headphones on before. That was quite the moment.
Gosh.
I didn't think you were going to reference it, but
yeah, Judy, this is quite embarrassing for me.
Oh, sorry. It happens to the best of us.
These are the most expensive headsets we've ever had here at KCNI KBBN, and they sound great.
They do, yeah.
But they have this swivel lock thing on the ears, and that's happened to me once before, and I've had to almost stop and study it to be able to unlock it. And Brent comes over, here, you do this click, click, right in front of you, Judy. My apologies.
No, you're good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You work here in the Broken Bow branch, correct?
Correct. Yep. I'm a CX, or a customer experience specialist, and I'm up there in the front. I answer phone calls, help our customers with what they need.
You're the one, kind of the first person they run into most times?
Yep. I'm along the side with like Kelsey and Brittany.
Okay. All right.
So would you guys be termed the gatekeepers?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. But I assume that one of your big responsibilities is to just figure out what the customer is needing and then get them to the right place. Is that kind of one of the things that you do?
Correct. Correct. Yep. If we can't help them, we're going to make sure we get them to where they need to go next. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been in this position?
I have been for 3 years.
Okay.
I started out actually in the Grand Island office, and then after a couple months, a spot came open here in Broken Bow, so I came up to here. I live in Litchfield, so it was just a little closer to come to Broken Bow. So.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Litchfield's a great little town. You live right in town?
We do live in town, and then my husband helps my family out on the farm.
I see.
Outside of Pleasanton there. So.
Okay. You drive every day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I do.
It's not too bad, though.
No, it's not.
No.
It's pretty good.
And I'm going to dive in a little deeper on you personally here. So, is this the area that you wanted to have your career in? Did you go to school for something like this, or?
I've kind of been in all kinds of things. When I first started out, I was going to go into vet school because I really liked working on the farm, the ranch with cattle. Time has kind of taken me in different ways. I have actually a degree in early childhood education.
Okay.
So I worked that way. And then when this came open, I was excited to get back into the farming community. And I worked a couple of years at the state fair before I came here to Farm Credit.
So your heart is in ag, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, too, Brent, that the degree in child, what was it again?
Early childhood education.
Probably works really good for Paul and Tyler.
I was just going to say, are you really going to go there? Dave and I are thinking about people we know that work there, and we're like, yeah, early childhood education might be a really good degree to have.
That's got to be
working
handy.
with some of those folks.
Oh, they're really good, so I
Yeah,
don't
good.
have to use too many calming techniques or anything.
Okay. Well, I think you do have a really good team here in Broken Bow.
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah, and a fantastic facility to go to work to. So
Yes.
yeah.
I enjoy it.
So when folks walk in, they may have a previous appointment. They may be looking for, as Brent mentioned, the particular person doing in the area that they're looking for, and you kind of run all that.
Yep. Make sure what they need, if I can help them, or if they have an appointment, just to let their officer know they're there, make them comfortable.
And at other times, what duties have you been assigned? Do you have other things that they kind of slide to your desk?
Yeah, it's a variety of things. Yep. We help with any kind of paperwork, closings, things like that. I mean, it's kind of overall, there's a lot to do with the job.
I bet.
I was going to ask you on the paperwork side of things,
Okay.
because I think that, when you're putting together all of the paperwork in regards to a loan or whatever is being put together and established, there are a lot of things that have to be printed. All the I's have to be dotted, all the T's have to be crossed, and it kind of sounds like you're kind of in that part of the business, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yep. Filling out forms. What's nice is everything's pretty much computer-wise, not the typical have to have all the forms printed off.
Mhm.
So that's what's nice, too.
Yeah.
So have a lot of things went to e-signatures
There
now,
is
or do you do
DocuSign.
some DocuSign?
Yep,
Yes.
there-
Help me with the terminology. I'm not exactly sure, but
That has helped, too, yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of things are DocuSigned.
because I'm sure that a lot of the people you guys deal with, that they can't necessarily just stop what they're doing and come in and sign a paper. So I'm guessing that has kind of helped the process maybe a little bit.
It has, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in the fields or, don't have the time to just run in real quick, so.
Good.
Do you have to help with some of the insurance side of it as well?
Not a whole
Not so
lot.
much, yeah.
Just making sure, like, if they need insurance, we get them to the right people.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. 'Cause that's another whole.
That is a
Yeah.
whole different ball game.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. Any other questions? You brought some notes here.
Yeah, actually today I was going to talk about some community involvement.
Oh, great.
Farm Credit is great about having us do volunteer work. They're very encouraging. A lot of us love to do that. Some of the things that we've done in the past are like the Children's Christmas Fund. We helped package food last year. This year we're hoping to go help Nebraska Game and Parks with some of their cleanup stuff. And the backpack program. I know we have in Custer County. We've done that. We also love to do our individual hours. For me, I do a lot of our help coach for Special Olympics. My sister has Down syndrome, so when she came along when I was 13, I've been very involved in things like that. And it's nice because I can go do that, and then there's actually a donation that'll go for every hour I help with that.
That's great.
A couple other things is we also have a match program that goes throughout the year. So it's a 2-to-1 match, so we can donate to any nonprofit group, and then they will match that for us too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been nice. Also, we have donations that we give to our communities. There's 3 categories. We have hunger and nutrition, which is like the back to school or backpack program. Anything to do with that, and then we give a certain amount for that. People can reach out. Ag education is another category, so we give to FFAs. They have their greenhouses. They go to conferences, conventions, things like that. We can donate to that. And then our rural disaster relief and essential services. So we give to our fire departments, EMS. That could be like they are looking to replenish some items like the big fires. They'll use water. We give them some money. They can replenish that, or if they need bunker gear. Everything is so expensive that, you know,
Yeah.
they can use anything we can give them. So a lot of those places will reach out and we can do a small donation inside our office for those. And as for big community grants, we do offer those, and those are due here June 30th. And so quarterly we give out a $5,000 one, and semi-annually we give out a $15,000 and a $25,000 grant.
Those are good sized
Yes,
grants.
yes, and we've had quite a few around here. I think Mason City last time got some money, Ansley Fire Department. And if anybody is interested in that, they can find it on our website. It's fcsamerica.com/working here fund. And you can go through everything that you need to do that. They're great grants.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Also, of course, you're involved in helping out at the Custer County Fair every year. I know that's been going on for a long time.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and help announce, and you provide the watermelon, don't you?
Yes, they do provide the watermelon.
That's always a big treat.
A good thing.
Yeah.
You can tell what our favorite part of the fair is, can't you, Judy? It's
that is
the watermelon.
A good part. Especially on a hot day, it's nice to have some watermelon.
You know, when it's 93 in the shade, that watermelon really hits the spot.
Yes.
So, and I don't know how long that Farm Credit Services of America has been doing that for a long time. That's been a tradition. It goes back many years. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, Judy, that there's a lot of things that Farm Credit Services is doing kind of under the radar. You're mentioning all these things, and I'm glad you are, because a lot of people don't realize all the things that you are doing, involvement in community and helping out kids and all the things that you're doing. So.
Yeah, and I really enjoy it. I know what it's like coming from a rural community.
Yeah.
And we're all in the farmers and ranchers together. We all have kids. We all need that a little extra something sometimes.
Yeah, and not only the financial boost of it in some cases, but just the support, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Did you cover everything there?
I did.
All
yep.
Right. You got more sheets there, I think.
Oh, well, I just brought along in case anybody, if you guys wanted to share that, that's just the grant information.
Okay.
They just kind of let us know that how much we've had more than 850,000 donated to communities so far year to date for Farm Credit Services.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's big.
So.
All right. Very good.
And everybody loves to volunteer. We have pictures. I mean, it's not just the money. It's the going out, getting into communities, doing things to help.
You really like that, don't you?
I do.
Can tell. That's kind of obvious that you really care about these programs. That's great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned individual hours. I think is that something that you keep track of through the efforts, or how does that work?
Yep, we have a spot where we can keep our hours, just track them down as we go. And there's various places that you can. I mean, it's not just the money. You can always put down and how many hours and track how many you do. And
Special Olympics or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think these are all wonderful, don't you, Brent? I mean, that's great.
Well, yeah, we talk about it all the time on the show. Businesses, individuals too, but certainly businesses in this area giving back to the community, because we know the community gives to you guys. I mean, obviously, they're your customers. So we can tell giving back is a big part of what Farm Credit's about.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
And they're not just doing it here. Farm Credit is in a lot of different places, so the effect is beyond Custer County for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Quite a
Okay.
few states. Yep.
All right, Judy. One last question.
Okay.
I can tell you're an ag person at heart.
Okay.
What do you like most about agriculture as far as farming and ranching goes?
Oh, I love the farming part is watching your crops grow and all you put into it. Same with the cows and the baby calves, and I just love all parts of it. I know it's been stressful. There's stressful times, but there's always there's always something to remind you. Like when you're calving, those baby calves are your life.
They really are. And there's so much fun to watch play and grow so quickly. But there's nothing really can match a baby calf a few days old out in the green pastures, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Farm Credit. I like to be part of people's lives with that because I know that's how they care about theirs too. And I want to be there to help them for whatever I can.
All right, Judy, Trent, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
I'll take some lessons on how to put my headsets on before you get here next time, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Here's Blackberry Smoke on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Graduation Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, all special events that say spring is here. So, to celebrate, Bow Family Furniture, East Highway 2 in Broken Bow invites you to save on genuine Lazy Boy furniture through the month of May. Every piece of Lazy Boy on our showroom floor, recliners, sofas, and love seats, even sectionals, they're all on sale. Come in and say for yourself. There's only one place to go for great selection and low prices on Lazy Boy. Bow Family Furniture, quality furniture, family prices.
When it comes to a stroke, a quick response is critical. A stroke is always a medical emergency. If you're concerned someone may be having a stroke, Melham Medical Center wants you to remember the Be Fast acronym. B for balance issues, E for eye problems, then FAST, F for drooping features, A for arm or leg weakness, S for speech difficulty, and T for time. Time is of the essence. Visit our website at melham.org to learn more about how we can help you stay healthy, active, and strong.
Visit the Secret Garden every day in May for gorgeous annuals, succulents, and vegetable plants as well to get your garden started. They'll even plant your pots for you. Make sure you remember them for when you need sympathy and memorial gifts, and shop online anytime at thesecretgardenonline.com. Open every day in May, Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 4:30, Saturdays 8:30 to 4:30, and Sundays 1 to 4. The Secret Garden, just west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
It is 8:44. And I would like at this time to remind you we're having a remote in the 9 o'clock hour. Larry Harbor has remodeled and refurbished a very nice space on the east side of the square in Broken Bow. You might have heard about it, and also has made restrooms available to the city square. And we're going to be having a remote from there this morning with Facebook Live. So you'll be able to hear about it, and if you like, take a look this morning at about 9:15. In the meantime, out of our toolbox, we have more things we want to work on here. We have James Klang with Klang Financial, and Tim is here. Tim, how you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Guys, I thought about, when I saw you were on the schedule today, I thought about bringing in a yo-yo. And just play, because I don't know why, but it just kind of seems like maybe you guys feel like you're playing with a yo-yo constantly with kind of the things you deal with.
That's very good analogy there.
Yeah,
Brent.
Thanks.
There with a yo-yo, there's an extreme part up and an extreme down. Don't we find that in life? In a lot of things, life is a yo-yo with extremes. Temperature, the weather's extreme.
Rain.
Politics can be extreme.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. And you can also walk the dog.
Yeah, there you go.
In life as well.
Yes,
like a yo-yo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or use it as a weapon, just whirl it around your head.
That's a good idea, too.
Now, you said before we went on the air, James, that the word of the day is tactical. Is that correct?
Tactical. Yes. So what do you think of when you hear the word tactical?
I think about military, maybe being tactical.
Okay. I think about planning.
Planning, okay.
Also in sports sometimes, I don't know, tactical.
Strategy.
Strategy is a good synonym.
Yeah.
Tactical is all of those things, and you need to be tactical sometimes in life. It's good to let life just happen sometimes, but sometimes it's good to be tactical as well. And you mentioned military.
Mm-hmm.
What when your senior officer or commanding officer tells you to do something, what do you do?
Well, if you want to stay in the military,
right,
you obey the orders, right?
Do you consider your emotional state at the time, or do you put those things aside and you do what you're supposed to do?
Well, I think if you're considered a good soldier, you carry out the order.
Yeah.
I do that every day between 7:30 and 9:30. I just put my emotional responses aside.
Yeah.
This is tactical Brent right
exactly.
here. This is what this is. He puts his helmet on and he goes to work.
Nice.
Is it that bad, Brent?
No, it's not. You know it's not.
Well, I think we can kind of feel like where you're headed here, because with financial decisions that we need to make about our lives, sometimes we need to be more tactical than emotional. Is that what you're?
Yeah. And with the ups and downs, the yo-yos of life, especially when it comes to finances, it can be an emotional roller coaster, if you will. And with investing, sometimes you have to shut down that emotional side of you and stick with the fundamentals, the tactical side of investing, and have a plan, like you said, to that you can work on, that you can work with, a strategy that you can stick with. And so when things happen and life is throwing things at you and you have emotional responses, instead of letting that drive your decision, you already have a plan in place. So you know, okay, this is happening. It's tough. My emotions are going up and down, but you can look down at your plan, at your tactical situation, and follow that through. And typically history tells us that is always a better plan than following the emotions or the circumstances at the time.
All right. Now, let's say we are to a point, we kind of talked about this last time you guys were in, I think, but Tim, I know you have a lot of things in your toolbox that can be used to, I won't use the word hedge, but at a certain point, maybe you just say to yourself, I don't want to think about this all that much. I just want a nice fixed interest rate, something that will grow, and I don't have to worry about that yo-yo we started the show with.
Yeah.
Can you help us with your toolbox?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always good to have lots of tools in your toolbox.
Yeah,
So
it really is.
Depends on the job you're using. You want to be able to pivot from one to the other. You don't want to be using screwdrivers whenever you need a hammer.
Oh, gosh. Not out of that toolbox.
No. You want to make sure that you have all kinds of tools in your toolbox. But going back to fixed products, we have fixed annuities that have attractive rates to them. You can lock those in for 3 to 5 years where you don't have to have the volatility, the yo-yo effect. You know what you're going to get over a period of time, 3 to 8 years. We also have products that you don't lose on. It puts a floor in there, and it makes sure that you don't lose anything by being tied to an index. And so therefore, you know, as long as the market's up, you're going to be gaining on it. But if the market goes down, you're not going to lose out on anything. We definitely have different practices that we can put in place for people that want security at a time where they don't want the volatility anymore. They want off the roller coaster. And they just want a smooth ride for a little while.
Yeah. And as you know, there are a couple of levels to toolboxes. And you got the top where maybe you're going with those fixed interest rates and so forth. And then you pull that piece out of the toolbox. And in the bottom there's some hammers and there's some little saws and some things that are bigger that you put underneath the top shelf of the toolbox. If you can reach in there and maybe know that history's on your side on the stock markets and those sorts of things, and use that part out of the toolbox. And insurance is also part of that, I think.
Well, anytime you're building something, whether it's a building or a portfolio or an estate plan, you need to be tactical with it, right?
Right.
You need to use the right tool to accomplish the right thing. We've all used a wrench to hammer a nail in, right?
That's true. I have. Because the hammer wasn't right there, but the wrench was.
It's convenience. I get it. But did that wrench do as good of a job as a hammer would that's built to do it? And so we need to think about those things. Is where you are, what you're using, the strategy you're currently using to accomplish what you want. Is it a wrench or is it a hammer to nail that in? Yeah. And one thing that we can help our clients do is identify what they have. First, identify their goals. What do you want to accomplish? And then we can identify what you have, what kind of strategy you have in place. Is it tactical in the respect that it's accomplishing what you want in an efficient manner? That's the other piece of the puzzle that we really help our clients with. Is it what you have, is it accomplishing what you want, but is it also efficient?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have something that is accomplishing what you want, but it's really inefficient, and it may take longer, or it may drag your overall strategy down. But if you're tactical with it, it's also efficient. And going back to military are built to be efficient,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get the job done efficiently. And that saves so much time and energy. And so that's something we also help our clients with, is that the tactical and the efficiency with it.
All right. And Tim, you're out a lot with your customers. I think you go do a lot of on-site visitation with people out there. I'm curious about, and I know you probably lean a little towards the ag side maybe, but what are all the different ages of people that you see? Because I think a lot of times we think about retirement, we automatically lean towards older folks, but all the work needs to be done before you get there, right?
Yeah. I've been in homes of people, and they've been in their early 20s. Met with clients and met with them at an early age. And then I've been in homes of people who were in their upper 80s and all points in between. So, and we try to have the same conversations of letting them know what we have at their disposal that we can help them with. But honestly, the earlier you can start, the better. We have conversations with parents all the time of getting something started for their children. And if you can start that early enough, they have quite a bit accumulated by the time they're out of college. And then if they don't touch it and just leave it alone, it just continues to save and grow. So by the time they're retirement age, they have a huge nest egg already set aside for them, and it didn't cost a whole lot to the parents or even them as an individual, because the earlier you start, the better. And because time in the market is on your side. And that's just historical fact right there. And so whether it's a fixed product or it's something in the market, it's time in. But yeah, I like to talk to the younger people, even though they don't have a whole lot of money usually to deal with. But if they can start setting aside just something now, it's going to have a huge impact by the time in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever they're thinking retirement age. And then as they start accumulating more, we help them to just diversify that in the best places possible to just be able to have more growth. So they're set up for success. So whenever they get done working and they don't want to work anymore, they have something that they have accumulated that they can live off of. They don't have to keep working because they didn't make any preparations. And that's the conversations we like to have.
Yeah.
But if they want to be a greeter at Walmart at age 80 because they're just a people person, by all means, go do that.
You can still do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't do it because you have to. Do it because you want to.
So how about grandparents and grandkids? Do you have conversations with grandparents who want to get those youngsters started like that?
Absolutely. It actually works better for grandparents because they have the funds to be able to fund a policy for a kid to get them started, and we have a wide array of things that we can help them to look at whatever's best for their situation. Yeah,
that's something I do for my kids and grandkids, is start these plans. And I promised my daughter, we're going to do this for all our grandkids. We believe in it. We see it work every day, and so it's an amazing. So I do this for our grandkids. And when we had our first one, I told her we're just gonna do this for all of them. Well, she's gonna have her fifth at the end of this month. So she's holding us to it. And I asked her, how many are you planning on having, Abby? Because we're footing the bill for all this, which is fine. We love doing it, but
James is starting to work on his budget now.
Kind of sounds like a tactical approach to me.
It was a strategy that a tactical approach that I didn't think through.
Well, I'm thinking that you need a bigger toolbox.
So number 5 at the end of this month sometime, and we'll see how far that goes. And she's our first. I still have 2 other
you have more on the way.
Kids. So
you know what?
we'll
You
see
might
how
be
that
working at Walmart.
just to pay for all these policies. Well, fortunately, we got them while they're inexpensive. So,
well, that's really the tactical part about it. Doesn't, as Tim mentioned, you can do that without, breaking the bank. But in the long term, that's going to put some real money in their hands to do things in their lives. So
it's in that, talk about efficiency.
Yeah.
Turning a little amount of money into something much bigger. There's also tax efficiency. So we bring in that tactical piece there, where there's a lot of tax efficient areas, strategies that we can put in place. One thing I wanted to point out that Tim mentioned, a lot of when people are working in the market arena with investments, a lot of people really put a heavy weight on timing the market. I need to get in here, need to get out there, and study after study after study shows if you try to time the market, you lose. There's day traders that are professionals that do it, and for every 100 day traders, there may be one that makes it. So it is a highly intense, high amount of you can't have another job. So timing the market, even for professionals, is near impossible to do. So the best strategy is having time on your side, having time in the market, just like Tim said. And there's fundamentals to that, tactical fundamentals that we put in place to make sure those fundamentals are there for you and you can take advantage of them. And then we help coach you through this. It's not just a one and done and see you later. It's a process, and we help coach you through this. And during the times that are volatile, I have a lot of clients come in wondering what to do, concerned about, which is normal, you should be. And I help walk them through, restate their goals, what they want to accomplish, make sure nothing's changed, and then coach them on what they should be doing moving forward. So,
a lot of great. We didn't know what we were going to talk about when you guys came in, but we're talking about a lot of great ideas and things here this morning. Did you have any questions, Brent, over on your side, out of your toolbox?
I don't think so. Well, how many time do we have? A minute left or so?
Well, we're at 9 o'clock, but here we don't worry about that. So go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, can I just be real for just a second?
Let's be real.
Be
about
human.
This. Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to retirement stuff, quite frankly, I don't want to talk to you guys. I don't want to talk about it, and that's not necessarily the best approach to take, right?
Are you putting your head in the sand?
Kinda. Sometimes you just want to not think about it, right? I mean,
True.
Especially when we're going through this, going back to the way the conversation started. That's not the best tactical approach, is it?
It isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. So lean on us. That's what we do. That's our job. I get it. That you're great. You guys are pros at this. So that's why it's so easy. We can come in with no plan and it turns out wonderful because you guys are pros at it. You concentrate on this. Other things you don't necessarily concentrate on. You want someone else to do that. So that's what we do. Lean on us. We're here for our clients. Even if you just want to review, you're not a client of ours yet, that's fine. Come in. We'll help you. We'll be glad to do it. Iona's in there. Rebecca's in there. Tanya, Jenny, Stephanie, we're all there to help you guys.
All right. Well, appreciate that, guys. Thanks for coming in. Klang Financial, right across from Nebraska State Bank, right in the business district, right downtown in Broken Bow. Tim, it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming in. And I hope we didn't overdo the toolbox thing too much, but it is important to remember you have a lot of tools in your box.
That's right.
And you're right. You can even use a screwdriver as a hammer if it's a big enough screwdriver, but it doesn't work as good as a hammer.
It's not as efficient.
Okay. Yeah. That's what we learned today. And much, much more.
Thank you.
Thank you. News is next. I got to get things arranged here. My plan failed. I wasn't tactical.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. so I got to get to 9 o'clock, and I'll do that while we wait just a moment. Now, this is very professional. I've got that taken care of. News is next.
Oh.
Listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The Commerce Department reports consumers spent slightly more at stores and restaurants last month after ramping up shopping in March over tariff fears. Retail analyst Wendy Liebman.
There's that sort of stock-up mentality ahead of the change. So we're seeing that kind of thing, or just they're focusing on essentials and buying what they need now.
Russian President Vladimir Putin sent a low-level team to Turkey for peace talks with Ukraine. President Trump, from his Middle East trip.
Obviously, he wasn't going to go. He was going to go, but he thought I was going to go. He wasn't going if I wasn't there.
Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky is in Turkey. We've learned of 3 additional traffic control issues at Newark Airport last year. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
The FAA said in a statement at the time the agency was slowing flights in and out of Newark because of a radar feed and frequency issue at that same facility.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Minnesota is headed back to the Western Conference Finals after defeating the Warriors 121-110. Anthony Edwards dropped 22.7 rebounds and 12 assists. Here is head coach Chris Finch.
The challenge we laid down to our guys from day one was quite simple. It was one question. You know, were you a Western Conference Finals team, or were you a team that just happened to make the Western Conference Finals? And there's only one way to prove that. Go out and do it again. And that was our mission all year.
The Celtics kept their season alive with a 127-102 win over the Knicks. Jaylen Brown had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 12 assists. In baseball, Shohei Ohtani hit his 13th homer of the season as the Dodgers outscored the A's 9-3. The Tigers walked it off against the Red Sox 6-5. Pirates shut out the Mets 4-0. The Padres topped the Angels 5-1, and the Diamondbacks edged the Giants 8-7.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance for showers. Today, otherwise a blend of clouds and sun. Daytime highs approaching 73. Winds out of the west, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows dip down to about 46. Highs around 70. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Chapin's Furniture is so much more than a furniture store. Inside you'll find an amazing selection of home decor, jewelry, accessories, flooring, mattresses, and more. Truly a total home design store. Chapin's Furniture, on the square in Broken Bow.
Currently 56. We'll call it mostly cloudy now. Winds out of the west-northwest, 15 to 25 plus miles per hour. Gusts up to and over 30 already this morning. We did pick up 600s precipitation here at the studios last night, bringing us up to 40 hundredths for the month. Some varied amounts reported out there with those sorts of storms. Haven't checked the airport to see what they had, but James Klang was telling us they got a pretty good shower last night out at their place outside of town. So it's going to be varied, but we need a general rain of about 2-3 nice slow inches. But we're just going to keep hoping for that to happen. All right, we have Matt on the line from Subway. And Matt, yesterday I had the American Club sandwich again. I'm stuck on that. And they asked me if I wanted the bacon warmed up. Do you warm your bacon on that sandwich?
I toast the whole sandwich.
Oh, you toast the whole thing. So I had mine cold, which was quite delicious. I could have it either way, but it was really good. And I had the wrap, so it was packed in there nice and tight. A little salt and pepper on the mayo, and yeah, that right now is got it going on for yours truly. I love it.
Right on. That is a good sandwich. It's one of our popular sellers.
I bet it is. But you have so many choices that are on the board, and you got choices between different kinds of breads. You want the flatbread, you want the traditional bread. You can make them up just about however you want. And then when we talked about last week, I've got to go in there and remember to make that club sandwich, that American club, into a salad, right?
Yeah, you can do that also. Or you can make it into a protein bowl. Or you can make it into a pizza.
Yeah, and I always forget that.
I forget about the pizza.
That'd make a pretty good, but all that meat, that'd make a pretty meaty pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. So what are you doing today, Matt?
Getting ready to head to Minden and Hastings.
Some more maintenance work and repair work?
Yep.
Now, when you go out, are these pretty much all subways that you're going to?
Yeah, they're all subways.
All subways.
There's a couple office buildings I have. And that's about it.
Okay. So when you go from subway to subway, and you own some subways, how much difference do you see between subways? Because you're going all over the state taking care of them. Are there a lot of differences?
Not really. Just basically the way the stores are set up is about the only difference. All our front lines that I go to are all set up the same. We all have to follow a certain way of setting up the front line. But yeah, they're basically all the same, just stuff's in different spots.
Okay. All right. All good, fresh sandwich materials that are put together right in front of you if you're there in line and you want to tell them how you want them made. Or there's the app.
Yes, yours truly used the app last night, and when I used the app, my goodness, man, it came up saying, okay, you can get a $6 or $6.99 foot long, and then it came up meal of the day for $6.99, and then it told me I could redeem my points for $2 off. My gracious, man, I didn't know what special to take advantage of.
Right, there's a bunch of them on there. That's the nice thing about the app is we're shoving all our coupons and all our discounts are all going through that app. And it's an easier way of tracking everything.
Yeah.
Seeing what everybody likes and everybody uses. So,
well, the thing I like about it, it's very easy to navigate because I'm not really good at that sometimes, Matt, navigating through apps. But this one is super easy. I mean, it's very easy to build your sandwich on the app. And well, as you've said, it's very convenient.
Yes, it is. I enjoy the app. I believe you moved up a level, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like an all-star now or something. I don't know what it's called, but yes, I'm no longer a beginner. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you can get moved up, and then you can actually buy Subway merchandise too.
Oh, now. Maybe this is just me. I don't know, but it seems like when I went to a different level, doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah.
It almost seems like I'm getting more savings.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You are?
I think so. Seriously, yeah. It just seems like the opportunity to the deals. I get even more deals since I went to a different level on the app.
That makes me feel a little bit upset.
Jealous?
Yeah, jealous. Yeah, the word jealous, yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Hey, here's an idea. All right? Let's for your convenience, I'll let you start ordering through my app, and I'll just change the card on the app to your card, and then that way you can have the convenience of the app, but I'll keep getting to move up levels.
The points and the levels.
Yeah.
Well, that would take him all the way up to the king level.
Right.
I think. Hey, Matt, are you still looking for some good workers?
Yeah, I believe we are still hiring. I know she got a few hired, and they're doing phenomenal. But yeah, we are still looking for a couple more for the summer help for when it gets really extremely busy, and I think it already is up there.
Okay, all right. And let's see here. One other question I had. I know that you have it posted on the door, but your hours are really convenient now. You open up at like 8 and go to 11. Is that right?
Yes, it is. We are open 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week.
Every day of the week, 7 days a week. Subway here in Broken Bow. Matt, is there anything else? We were kind of jabbering around here this morning, but is there anything else you wanted to highlight we didn't talk about?
No. You got a graduation or anything, catering and all that?
Yeah.
We're happy to do that for you. Just give us a phone call. I'd tell you to go picnic in the park, but the 50-mile-an-hour winds might pose a little bit of a problem.
It could, yes. Matt, it's always good to have you along. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too. Matt at Subway, going out to take care of some Subways along the way. But the one right here in Broken Bow is ready to serve you. Opened up at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Get ready for our Facebook Live and radio interview from a very cool place on the east side of the square in Broken Bow. Larry Harbor's done it, and he's ready to show it to you. Stay tuned.
Hay producers want in a trailed mower: durability, premium cut quality, and ease of maintenance. The Vermeer trailed mowers TM1210 and TM1410 hit that sweet spot. These trailed mowers consist